By the way, something different about this book that you'll run across is, number one, it has a chicken catcher dictionary right in the front. Now, it's got some words in there that hopefully you've never heard in your life, but it's there. I put it there because I don't like footnotes, and if you want to know what a word is, you know where they all are, and this dictionary is right in the front. The second thing that is different is I have a header at the beginning of each chapter, and it's usually some poetry or a verse from the Bible, or maybe a quote from some philosopher from antiquity, but it's put there to give you some kind of hint as to what the theme of the story is about in that chapter. Okay, with that said, let me begin reading chapter 17. Chapter 17, Some Bad Luck. The best laid schemes, o' mice and men, gang aft angling. Of course, that's from Robert Burns' To a Mouse, the poem. Luck was not a lady tonight, and the lady's closest friend, Sister Serendipity, had jumped bail and left town. 7 rabbits' feet and a field of 4-leaf clovers would have changed nothing about this night. Our plans and intentions were good, I thought, but was I ever wrong? Even after the chickens had been loaded and were en route to the processing plant, bad luck would continue to dog us, to confront us, and finally leave us spent and conquered. The night had all the potential for being easy work. We had only 1 truck to load, and the feather nest was located close by in Hell's Holler, Georgia. With so few chickens to load and so many catchers working, little money would be made. But old Marcus, he didn't lay out on us. He had a baby on the way and needed the money, no matter how meager the wages. He reminded us of this when he bumped the bones, because as he rolled the dice, he would always say, "My baby needs a pair of shoes." Lately, Marcus had said hardly anything about his traveling rubber check scheme. I thought the baby being on the way had maybe changed his thinking. Maybe he had thought on the possibility of doing more time in the pen. Maybe he was thinking about not being able to see his baby if his scheme didn't work out and he got caught. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to read old Marcus. His upbeat chatter and daring facial expressions reveal little about his true frame of mind. That made him a good poker player, I thought, and some nights he made more money playing poker than he did catching chickens. But this night wasn't just about catching chickens, because we had some plans for extracurricular activities after the chickens had been loaded. Those plans were enticing to some and made them decide to work, even knowing that little money would line their pockets. It had been dark now for about 30 minutes when we drove away from the other truck, and I was getting a little worried. I decided to stop at the next house to get some directions. When I got there, I parked the crate, and with a flashlight and Jimmy Wimpy in tow, I started walking toward the house. No sooner had we closed the truck doors than we heard a bunch of hunting dogs leap from the front porch of the house. They charged towards us, barking fiercely, but we kept walking toward the house, trying to show no fear. Desperate, we tried to cajole the dogs to stop barking. As we stepped up to the front porch, the dogs followed us, sniffing us in places they shouldn't. No light was on in the house, but still I decided to knock anyhow. I didn't have much choice. In less than a minute, the door cracked open, and all I could see was 2 holes of a double-barrel shotgun sticking out through the crack. A booming voice out of the shadows demanded, "Who are you boys, and what do you want?" I got a knot in my stomach, and my mouth turned as dry as cotton. I had never had a gun pointed at me before, and I thought for certain that I'd come face to face with my mortality. But I managed to get a few words out. My name's Joe Crawford, and this is Wimpy Jimmy. Jimmy Wimpy. We're trying to find a feller named Payne. We come load his chickens tonight. With the gun still pointed at us, the man barked, "Ain't no Paynes live here. Don't you touch my dogs. Now get off my property." And we did. As fast as we could, we cut a trail. We almost broke into a run. The dogs trailed behind us, but soon they turned and trotted back to the house. I was shaking so badly when I got to the crate, I gripped the steering wheel and tried to regain my nerve. Jimmy Whippy was rattled. He was really rattled. He was talking a mile a minute, so fast that no one could understand what he was saying. But when they finally did understand, they just laughed. Old Marcus, he couldn't stop cackling. So that's some of chapter 17 about bad luck and what some of the things chicken catchers run into. It's just one of half a dozen things that happened that night. And if you weren't a believer in luck before that night, you would be. It was it convinced me of the black swan theory, and if bad things can happen, they will happen in spite of best plans. So I hope everyone enjoys the read. Thank you.